Coming up on this week's edition of Bulldog Broadcast, Kyla takes a look at racial inequality in the school system. And later, we get a sports update. Today is Thursday, December 9th, 2015, and BBC starts now.
Good afternoon, Bulldogs, and welcome to this monumentous edition of Bulldog Broadcast. I'm Susie Theus.
And I'm Kendall Anderson. This week's theme is Bridging the Divide. We're here at the Farm and Ranch Museum, standing on top of the historic Green Bridge, formerly known as the Pecos River Bridge, built in 1902.
This bridge was a dynamic transition for our region, which after the Mexican-American War became part of the U.S.
This bridge also served as a passageway for travelers as New Mexico grew out of the Industrial Revolution and into statehood.
Take this journey with us and stay tuned for this stimulating edition of Bulldog Broadcast.
This is our passion.
This is our home.
We are dedicated.
We film. We edit, and we're a team.
This is our family.
We are BBC.
Before you can enjoy your winter break, you need to turn in your appeals.
If you have been absent or sick for more than 4 days this semester, you need to appeal. Tomorrow, appeal packets will be distributed by your advisory teachers. Students may begin to turn in packets on Monday, December 14th till Friday the 18th.
75% of students in our school district identify as Hispanic. This isn't accurately represented in the number of students enrolled in AP and honors courses.
Kyla delves deeper into this story to help us better understand the local challenges for our education system.
Colleges have been involved in high-profile investigations concerning racially biased admission programs, but not many are aware that this same racial influence applies in their high school life.
Enrollment statistics across the country show that Hispanics and African Americans are less likely to be identified as gifted compared to white students. In the state of New Mexico, 58% of minorities are not proficient in reading and 68% are not proficient in math.
I do think it's really sad because you have kids who are just as talented, just as gifted, and just as smart who maybe aren't getting the same amount of attention in the classroom and then are held to different expectations as far as their performance goes.
I think it's unfair because in the public education system, everyone should have equal chances.
Personally, I feel that it's something that in this day and age really shouldn't be happening, but I think the more that we talk about it, if we talk about it more, shed light on it, and just really bring it into the spotlight, it'll hopefully change.
This problem could be rooted from the segregated schools in the U.S. that didn't start disappearing until the civil rights movement during the 1960s. NMSU doctoral student Jennifer Hahn is planning to research this very issue in Las Cruces and has ideas on why this issue persists.
Is our different policies that are in place in educational systems. So when you look at, for instance, finance structures in the poorest school districts in the United States and the wealthiest districts in the United States, you do see gaps in terms of the resources that those schools have. So that's one example of how it's perpetuated. The other example is expectations of teachers and of administrators at schools or at districts of certain racial groups.
The New Mexico Public Education Department plans on bridging the equity gap by aiming to prepare new teachers to be more effective and placing better teachers with students who are most in need.
Which I think is the most important is activism. I think on the part of students, on the part of parents, on the part of educators, we need to become much more involved in creating awareness about equity gaps and about really implementing steps to try to lessen those gaps and try to ensure that all students have the right to a quality education.
This issue may continue to persist for years to come unless schools across the nation take steps to close this equity gap. This has been Kyla Navarro reporting for Bulldog Broadcast.
We have many more thrilling segments after this quick break.
We'll be right back.
Coming up after the break, LCHS students take place in a social experiment. Kendall dives deeper into a meaningful cause. And later, Brianne takes a look at a key member of the LCHS basketball team. We'll be right back. You buy, you consume, you repeat. It's nothing. Every time you purchase illegal drugs, you contribute to the annual $15 billion illegal drug industry in the U.S., responsible for over 164,000 deaths in Mexico since 2007. Each dollar that you spend directly supports drug cartels, funding these ruthless groups that destroy communities and kill hundreds of thousands of civilians. Innocent money takes innocent lives. Don't let their blood be on your hands. Stop buying illegal drugs. Stop supporting the drug war.
Welcome back.
High school is full of diversities. Race, gender, and personalities make the school a unique place.
But while we can celebrate these differences, other inequalities go unnoticed.
This week, LCHS students participated in an enlightening activity.
To me, privilege means being able to do something without being afraid.
Privilege to me means being able to have access to things that other people around the world don't.
To me, privilege is something that one person might take for granted and another person will value.
If your primary language spoken in your household is English, take one step forward. If your parents worked nights or weekends to support your family, take a step back. If you have an allowance, take one step forward. If you can show affection towards your romantic partner in public without fear of ridicule or violence, take one step forward.
I don't know if you've ever heard that song, "You don't know what you got till it's gone," but it's something like that. And you never know what you really have until you don't have it anymore.
If your primary language spoken in your household is English, take one step forward. If you have ever been bullied or made fun of based on something you cannot change, take one step back. You kind of feel like you're raised the same with everyone, and then you see this and you realize that everyone has their own little problems you don't really know about, and it's just strange how race and gender and sexual orientation do define you, and that it affects how you are looked on by the society.
To be doing this privilege challenge and to see how far up ahead I was compared to some of my friends in the back, it was a real eye-opener just to myself, because I forget sometimes that I do have a lot of this stuff and I have a lot of access to things and I'm able to do certain things out in public and not be afraid.
If your parents were laid off or unemployed, not by choice, take one step back. If your primary language spoken in your household is English, take one step forward.
Find something that you're ungrateful for, no matter your race, your gender, your disabilities, whatever. There's always privilege in all of us.
We'd like to congratulate our football team for fighting hard all season.
Now let's send it to Brianne for a sports update.
What's up, Bulldogs? I'm Brianne Woods, and you're watching Bulldog Sports. Football went head-to-head as they played in the semifinals against the El Dorado Eagles on November 27th. The boys suffered a loss with a score of 44-42, with 4 touchdowns made by Cameron Miller and 2 by Ivan Molina. The boys ended their season with a 10-4 record. Great job, Dogs. Girls basketball took on the Alamogordo Tigers on Friday, December 4th, and crushed them with a score of 60-37, with 16 points made by Jaden Perez, 12 by Megan Garan, 12 by Janessa Johnson, 9 by Sarah Abney, and 5 by Nakona Drake. They will be competing in the Rio Rancho tournament these upcoming days, so make sure you go out and support our Dogs. Boys basketball also took on the Alamogordo Tigers on Friday, December 4th. The boys came out victorious in overtime with a score of 64-62, with 16 points made by Andy Sines, 14 by Devon Esslinger, 14 by Vincent Johnson, and 11 by Marcus Collins. They will be looking to keep their winning momentum going as they take place in an upcoming tournament. Good luck, boys! But before we go, let's take an inside look into Daniel Guerrero's life.
It's been a pleasure to be able to coach Daniel for the past 4 years. He's done nothing but improved every year, not only from a standpoint of being on the court, but leadership qualities.
Throughout the years of playing, basketball became more to him than just a 4-quarter game with 8 minutes. He found a love and passion.
Ever since I started playing the game, I fell in love with it. It just got fun. Just life pretty much. Like, if things aren't going your way, like, you can't just stop doing it. You just got to keep on going. And that's what basketball to me. It's like a tool.
Guerrero is a graduating senior this year, and if he does not get a scholarship for basketball, then he hopes he'll be able to pursue his goal of being in the military. Good luck to Daniel and all the other basketball players this upcoming season. Well, that's all I got for you this week, dogs. I'm Brianne Woods, and this has been Bulldog Sports.
Well, that's all we have for you this week, dogs. I'm Susie Theus.
And I'm Kendall Anderson. Thanks for watching, and have a happy holiday break.